Good afternoon, guys, directly from Oman.
Your game, highs and lows, highs and lows. So say, highs and lows, highs and lows.
How can I get rid of the belly fat? I'm sure you've asked this before, and this is by far the number one question that people ask me. How can I get rid of the belly fat? How can I get rid of my love handles? Or how can I improve my body composition? I can't seem to get rid of this lower belly fat, and today we're going to talk about that. And what I'm going to give you today is my 5 main habits that I have every single morning in order for me to stay lean all year round, to stay sharp, so that I don't accumulate fat, and also to give me freedom to eat more, to have buffet breakfast, buffet dinner frequently without accumulating fat, as long as, of course, I'm choosing the right things and as long as I have certain habits in place. And I decided to choose today this setup here. I'm in Oman, came here for the weekend. I came with a group of people and I decided today to talk about this because this is by far the number one question that people ask. Like, it's the belly fat. How can I get rid of the belly fat? Like, everyone wants to, not everyone, but people want to get in better shape, right? But what's better shape? Yeah, you want to be like leaner, you want to have bigger arms, you want to have bigger chest, bigger legs, like, but no one is asking like, how can I have bigger quads, or how can I have bigger calves or bigger arms? Okay, some people ask, some people want those specific areas, but the number one question, the number one body part is the midsection, because it seems like it's the most stubborn, and it's I would say that it's the top achievement that everyone wants. You know, like, everyone can go to the gym and grow a little bit the arms or the chest or a bit of back, but the number one thing that will set you apart is to definitely have a solid midsection, like being leaner. You don't even need to have a six-pack. Of course, if you can have even better. I have a six-pack all year round in a sustainable way. So I don't stop myself. Like, I eat out. I've been eating like buffet for the last 3 days. I don't know, maybe 6,000 calories. I have no idea. But then I have systems in place that allow me for this freedom. And if you do these 5 things that I'm going to talk with you today, you're going to see as well a difference. So let's get this started. Follow these 5 and I guarantee that you're going to see the difference. All right, so first things first. I just woke up a while ago and I'm going to show you exactly my morning routine. So yeah, so my eyes, I still have bags under my eyes. My speech is still not the best, but you're going to understand exactly how you should be structuring your day in order for you to be lean all year round, and for you even to be able to be sitting and have your abs as well, because I see a lot of people, you know, sit, they complain of this part here. Okay, so of course I still have it as well. Of course, I'm a human, I have a little bit of fat, but overall I can be seated, you know, and I can be like kind of lean, you know. So first habit, as you see here, water. Okay, and you see water, and not just water, you see water and salt. This is pink Himalayan salt. And by the way, I know this is plastic. Ideally I would drink from glass, but I am out, so I'm not at home. I'm in a hotel, and I'm doing my best in order for me to stay in shape, to stay on track. Cannot be perfect. You cannot be perfect all the time. So I drink water. I don't drink 1.5 liters. I drink around 1 liter, and I add a pinch of pink Himalayan salt. So I have here a teaspoon, and I have a teaspoon of salt on my water, and I start the day simply with that. And this is by far one mistake that I see with a lot of people, is they don't drink water in the morning, or they just drink a bit of water without any electrolytes or any salt. So you should put some electrolytes or some salt, because this will help you retain the water and give you more minerals as well. And most people, and this is insane, but I speak with a lot of people that the first thing they do is they drink coffee. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is hydrate 1 liter of water, or close to that, maybe 800 milliliters, like 700 to 800 milliliters of water with a teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt, and delay caffeine consumption for at least 60 to 90 minutes. Why is that? Because when you wake up, your cortisol is increasing. Why? Because for you to wake up, you release cortisol for you to be in the awake state. And if you're gonna be having caffeine, you're gonna spike even more your cortisol, and then maybe 1 or 2 hours later, you're gonna have a crash. And for you to prevent this crash and for you to manage your hormones properly and your energy, You want to let your cortisol increase naturally when you wake up. Then you wait 1 or 2 hours for the cortisol to go down, and then you have your caffeine to spike again a bit your cortisol and give you that alertness that you want and that energy. So you're gonna make way better use of caffeine if you delay 60 to 90 minutes. So remember, first thing, water, a pinch of Himalayan salt. Actually, I don't have it here, but some at home. I put lemon as well. Okay, so a few drops of lemon, Himalayan salt, drink the water, and get it done. And we go to the second habit, which is morning sunlight, and combine that with movement. Morning sunlight without sunglasses is crucial because it will regulate your circadian rhythm, it will improve your energy, it will improve your metabolism, it will basically make all your body fall in place, like everything. So morning sunlight, combine that with movement, expose your skin, no sunglasses, and just walk, so just try to do within 30 to 60 minutes upon waking up. This will reset your cortisol levels, this will improve your testosterone levels. If you combine this with walk, even better, you're getting steps, you're burning fat, and it's literally the best combination. So morning sunlight without sunglasses, combine that with movement and try to expose your skin. Okay, so even if you can do it without t-shirt, for the sake of this video I'm not doing it without. For example, in the morning when I go to the beach or something, I just remove, so the more skin you expose the better. But ideally your face, like 10-15 minutes minimum to reset your circadian rhythm. This is, by the way, it's not enough to produce vitamin D, but it's enough to regulate your circadian rhythm. For vitamin D, of course, you need a longer exposure and a little bit later in the day. So this morning sunlight is crucial to regulate your circadian rhythm, your mood, your sleep, and start making your body burn fat, especially if you do this in a fasted state. Which brings me to the third point, which is keep fasting for the first 3 or 4 hours of the day, ideally 5. If you're really trying to boost, if you're really trying to burn more fat and have a structure, what you want to do is fast the first, I would say, the first 4 or 5 hours of the day. This gives you structure. By the way, fasting is not a miracle. It's not going to make you burn fat like that, but it helps you control your calories. It helps you it gives you a framework for you to control your feeding window. Okay, so this morning it will set you apart. Okay, so water, no caffeine the first 60 minutes of the day. Go outside, get your steps, get sunlight in a fasted state. You can do this walk getting sunlight, or you can get sunlight for, let's say, 10-15 minutes, and then you go to the gym, you go to the treadmill and you walk incline. You can do that as well. You can walk for like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes if you have more time. Just set the treadmill to like 8%, 10%, 12% incline, and just walk 4.5 kilometers hour, which is maybe around 3 miles per hour. All of this in a fasted state, drinking water. This is the perfect combination possible. If you do these 3, I guarantee that you're gonna start feeling a massive difference. You're gonna start feeling your body getting leaner. Of course, it's just not one day. It's something that you should apply over and over. So the fourth thing is movement. And in terms of movement, I'm talking about steps or even strength training. These are the 2 things that you want to maximize in order for you to burn fat and to improve insulin sensitivity. And by the way, sorry, it's getting hard for me to speak because I'm at 3,000 meters altitude here in Oman. So I clearly feel the difference here when I do a talking video. Maybe you notice that I'm out of breath. Anyway, talking about movement, strength training, and walking. Walking is what I'm doing now. And if you really want to take things to another level and increase your commitment, do something. Don't eat anything until you get 6,000 or 7,000 steps. Commit to that. Okay, movement always before food. So the first 4 or 5 hours of the day, get your movement, like 6,000 or 7,000 steps in a fasted state. Either walking, getting sunlight, or go to the treadmill, do your cardio, walking, not running, or do your strength training session as well, great full body session, or whatever the split you're following. I would recommend the full body for most people. In a fasted state, you're not going to lose muscle as long as you have your daily protein intake throughout the day. So it gives you a great stimuli to burn fat, to build muscle, improves your body composition overall, and great habit to do it in a fasted state. So movement, commit to 6,000 to 7,000 steps before eating any food or do your strength training in a fasted state. 45 minutes, 50 minutes, or 35 minutes, whatever the strength training. Just commit to the habit of moving your body always before you have food. Which brings me here to my last point, which is number 5, how you're gonna break the fast. And this is super important, and I almost left the most important one to the last. Why? Because I see this as well a lot. People are fasting in the morning, they do intermittent fasting. Oh, I'm fasting 20 hours, 16 hours. They get the morning workout done and then they just eat a bunch of crap. Okay, so you need to pay attention to how you break the fast. It's super important. It's by far the number one mistake that I see and the most important meal. When you're fasting for 12, 14, 16 hours, you're very sensitive. What it means is that your insulin levels are low, so you're very sensitive. If you're gonna break the fast with a bunch of carbs or processed food, you're gonna massively spike your insulin. You're gonna have a massive crash. So when you're spiking your insulin, you're burning fat. So for you to burn fat, you need to try to keep your insulin levels low, because if you're always spiking your insulin or giving huge insulin spikes with cookies, pastries, pasta, processed food like sugary drinks and sodas, first of all, you're not giving the quality nutrients that your body needs when breaking the fast. And by the way, you shouldn't have these even when you're not breaking the fast in another meal, but that's a topic for another video. But understand something: when you're fasting 12, 14, 16 hours, your insulin levels are low, so you want to prioritize protein and fats, not carbs. So you have 3 macronutrients. You have protein, fats, and carbs. Protein, crucial. Fats, crucial. Carbs are not crucial, especially when you break the fast. By the way, all of these will spike your insulin. When you eat protein, it spikes your insulin. The thing is that when you eat protein, it spikes a bit. When you eat fats, you barely spike your insulin. When you eat carbs, you massively spike your insulin, especially carbs high in sugar. So when you break the fast, by following these habits that I told you, these 4 habits that I told you, the hydration, the caffeine, the delaying caffeine, getting your steps, getting your workouts, getting your sunlight, getting your 6,000-7,000 steps, then you want to have a meal that is high in protein, moderate fat, and low carb. Think of something such as eggs, avocado, cottage cheese, some nuts. You can put some macadamia nuts, some almonds, or some Brazil nuts, some pomegranates. I love pomegranate, by the way. It's fruit, it will spike a bit more insulin, but it's a good source of carbs. And by the way, great for testosterone levels as well. So remember this: high protein, moderate fat, low carb to break the fast. You want to leave carbs to later in the day and not when you start the day. But for the sake of this video, we're just talking about the 5 habits of the morning. So what you should be doing in the morning, not in the evening. So start implementing these 5 things. I guarantee that you're going to see the results, especially the last one. Okay, don't commit the mistake again of breaking the fast with a bunch of carbs or cookies or anything like that. So how you break the fast, super important. If you follow these things, I guarantee that you're going to see the results that you're looking for. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, just drop them below. I'll be more than happy to clarify. Let me know what else would you like me to cover when it comes to health, fitness, body composition, or anything that you would like me to cover. And I'll be more than happy to talk about these things. Now, let's get started with the day, and I'll see you very soon on the next one. Ciao, ciao.